The last day of this short course is over. Before we close this 3 days Dhamma seminar, understand the technique properly. Let there be no doubt about the technique, about the path. It should be very clear with every student. One very important aspect of the technique of the path is that it is never sectarian. It is universal. By your own experience, by your own practice, it should have become very clear to you how the entire path is universal, has nothing to do with any sect or organized religion. You start by practicing Sila, living the life of morality. You don't perform any action, physical or vocal, which will harm and hurt other beings, which will disturb the peace and harmony of others. Now this can't be sectarian, this is universal. Anybody and everybody should live the life of morality in the interest of others and also in one's own interest, because by practice it becomes so clear that whenever you perform any unwholesome action at the physical level or vocal level which goes against the peace and harmony of others, you do it only by generating negativity in the mind, by generating some defilement in the mind, and by doing so you lose your own peace and harmony. This is applicable to one and all. Everyone should live a life which is a life of peace and harmony for oneself, and which generates nothing but peace and harmony for others. This is universal. Anyone who practices it will get benefit and the same benefit. One may call oneself by this name or that name, it makes no difference. One may belong to this caste or that caste, this community or that community, this religious group or that religious group, or no religious group. It makes no difference. Living the life of morality, not harming others, is good for one and all. That is why the first step, the Sila, is universal. And then you practice Samadhi, you develop concentration of your mind, you develop mastery over your mind. And the object that you choose to develop mastery over your mind was the object of your natural respiration, which has nothing to do with this sect or that sect. Again, it is universal. You kept on observing the natural breath as it comes in, as it goes out. This can be practiced by one and all. Not necessary to convert yourself from one organized religion to another organized religion. Not necessary to call yourself by this name or that name. If you practice samadhi, if you practice the concentration of the mind, if you practice the mastery over the mind, by just observing your respiration, you get the same benefit. You may call yourself by any name. You may belong to any caste, any community, any sect, any country. Makes no difference at all. So you have found it so sectarian, non-sectarian. You have found it so universal. And the third step, panya, you develop your own wisdom. You are not made to believe any dogma, no blind faith. You experience the reality within yourself, and with this experience you develop your own wisdom, your own understanding, right understanding of the law, the universal law. By your own experience you understand how the mind and matter are so interrelated, how they keep on influencing each other, and how out of ignorance you keep on reacting and you keep on generating defilements and keep on multiplying your misery, and how with the right understanding you stop generating negativities, you come out of the old habit of blind reactions. That means you start coming out of misery. Again, universal. The law that you are experiencing within the framework of your body is universal, not related to any particular sect, particular organized religion. Anyone who will generate negativity will become miserable. Anyone who comes out of negativity comes out of misery. One may call oneself a Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian or a Buddhist or a Jewish or a Sikh or a Parsi, makes no difference at all. Universal. If someone really becomes enlightened, he will never establish a sect. He will teach Dhamma. That means the law universal. He is not interested in converting people from one religion to another religion. He is only interested in the welfare of the suffering people. He finds out a way himself, and he finds out how this way has helped him, and this is what he keeps on teaching others, the right way to come out of miseries. So having practiced the entire path, Shila, Samadhi, Panya, it should be very clear that the entire path is so non-sectarian, universal, scientific, rational, free from all the dogmas, blind faiths, etc. Like someone practices some physical exercises. For example, someone practices yoga asanas. A Hindu can practice yoga asana, a Muslim can practice, a Buddhist, a Christian, a Jain, a Sikh, a Jewish. Anyone can practice and one will get the same benefit because it is merely a physical exercise to make your body healthy, to make your body strong. Similarly, Sila, Samadhi and Panya, anyone can practice and will get the same benefit. Understand this one very important aspect of the technique. And then also understand the finer points of the technique as to how you can eradicate your impurities from the deepest level of the mind. There are many techniques which to some extent can claim that they are universal, but they deal only with the surface level of the mind. They don't work with the deepest level of the mind. By your own practice, it will become so clear to you, must have become by now, or as you proceed on the path, it will become so clear to you that the deepest level of the mind, which in the terminology of the Western psychology you say unconscious mind or half-conscious mind, is actually not unconscious. It is very conscious. But it is conscious of only one thing, conscious of sensations on the body. It keeps on feeling sensations on the body, day and night, all the time. The so-called conscious mind may go in deep sleep, but the so-called unconscious remains awakened all the time. So it is wrong to call this part of the mind as unconscious. It is more conscious than the so-called conscious mind. But it is so blind. It is conscious towards the body sensations only. It becomes unconscious only when very high anesthesia is given. Then it is forcefully made unconscious. Otherwise, all the time it is conscious, day and night, and it is aware of sensations on the body. Not only aware of the sensations on the body, it keeps on reacting to these sensations. It has become a prisoner of its own habit pattern to react to these sensations on the body. Craving, aversion. Whenever it feels a sensation which it calls pleasant, it starts blind reaction of craving. Whenever it feels sensations which it calls unpleasant, it starts blind reaction of aversion. This has become a habit pattern, a behavior pattern. And a Vipassana meditator starts understanding it, that unless this behavior pattern is broken, you can't purify your mind. You may keep on trying to purify the mind at the surface level by so many different ways, different techniques, but that can't be stable. That purification can't be stable, because deep inside at the root level, it continues to generate impurity. It continues to generate negativity, craving, aversion, craving, aversion. So you can't purify your mind unless you work with this part of the mind, the so-called unconscious part of the mind, the deepest level of the mind, where blind reaction starts. The enlightened one found it out. Investigating the truth within the framework of the body, leaving aside all the beliefs, the philosophical beliefs, the dogmas, like a scientist, he started experimenting the truth at the experiential level within the framework of the body. And it became so clear to him that at the depth of the mind, there is a constant agitation. And this is misery. There is actually no peace deep inside. Constant agitation. Every reaction makes you agitated. Reaction of craving or reaction of aversion makes you so agitated. Therefore, you can't experience the real peace unless you come out of this agitation. He finds out that this reaction which generates agitation in your mind is the reaction towards the body sensations. At the apparent level it looks that one is reacting to some outside object. One is reacting to a sound, taking it as pleasant or unpleasant, a vision, pleasant, unpleasant, a smell, pleasant, unpleasant, a taste, pleasant, unpleasant, a touch, pleasant, unpleasant, a thought, pleasant, unpleasant. It looks as if one is reacting to these objects of these sense doors. But the enlightenment of an enlightened person is that he goes to the depth of the reality and finds out that there is a link, missing link, between the outside object coming in contact with your sense door and your reaction with craving or aversion. There is one link, missing link, and that link is the sensation on the body. You can't react unless you feel a sensation on the body, and unless a part of your mind says that this is good, this is bad, evaluation is done, and the sensation is taken as pleasant or unpleasant, then only you start reacting. So the real cause of your misery lies with the sensations, feeling of body sensations, Vedana. Vedana Pachaya Tanha. This is the enlightenment of an enlightened person. That tanha, craving and aversion, arise because of the body sensations. Of course, body sensation arise because of the contact of the outside object. Phassa Pachaya Vedana. Saraitan Pachaya Phassa. The six sense doors come in contact with the respective objects, and because of this contact, sensation arises, and then only you start reacting with craving or aversion, not before that. So if you really want to change the habit pattern of your mind, you have to go to the level where you feel sensations and where you start reacting to the sensations. Many techniques of meditation will help you to purify your mind at the surface level, there is no doubt. But if that particular technique is not taking you to the stage where you feel the sensations on the body, then it is so clear that it is working only at the surface level of the mind. This is one yardstick to measure whether a particular technique has started working at the depth of your mind or not. If the technique takes you to the stage where you feel the sensations and you don't react, then it is a right technique, correct technique, which has started changing the habit pattern of your mind at the deepest level. You may call it by any name. We don't care whether somebody calls it Vipassana or Vidarshana or anything else, makes no difference. But one has to work with the body sensations. Then only one is sure that one is working at the deepest level of the mind and the roots are being rectified. Otherwise you keep on dealing only with the branches, the flowers, the fruits, but you don't go to the root. If the root remains decaying, your tree can never be healthy. To make the tree healthy, it is essential that the root must be healthy. And this is what you are doing. You are working at the deepest level of your mind, which is constantly in contact with the body sensations and which constantly keeps on reacting to these body sensations. Now understands the two parts of the technique. One part of the technique sharpens your mind, breaks the barrier between the conscious and unconscious mind. Those very sensations which were constantly experienced by the so-called unconscious mind are now being experienced by the conscious mind also. The entire mind is now feeling the sensations. You have broken that barrier. Good. That is just one part of the technique. But if you miss the other part of the technique, then you have not attained anything. By becoming very sensitive and by enabling yourself to feel these sensations, they are of no use to you. Unless you develop the other part of the technique, That means equanimity with these sensations. That means the understanding that every sensation is anicca, changing, changing, changing. Then yes, you are going to the depth of the reality where you feel the sensations is helpful because you are developing the other part of the technique, you are developing equanimity towards these sensations. Awareness of the sensation and equanimity with the sensations, this is perfect vipassana. Without this, vipassana is not perfect. You won't get the benefit that you should get. If you keep on playing the games of the sensations, which many students keep on doing, courses after courses, courses after courses, I keep on repeating that it is so essential that you must develop equanimity towards these sensations. This sensation or that sensation makes no difference. If you still have aversion towards the solidified, intensified, gross sensations, and if you still crave for a free flow of pleasant sensations, then you are not understood vipassana. You are not practicing vipassana because you are not understood vipassana. Then your aim of practicing is to experience something very pleasant. And this is not vipassana. Whatever you call pleasant is also a misery. It is a misery because it is an experience of the field of mind and matter. It is an experience of the sensorium, field of sensorium. It is not beyond mind and matter. The field within mind and matter is the field of arising, passing, arising, passing, arising, passing, impermanent, impermanent. You can't expect real happiness in the field where things keep on arising, passing, arising, passing. Only when you transcend this field and experience something where nothing arises, a situation, an experience where nothing arises, nothing passes away, then yes, it is totally different from what you have been experiencing on this part, this field of mind and matter. However pleasant experience you may have in this field of mind and matter, it is actually nothing but misery. Because this experience, out of madness you start developing attachment to this experience of pleasant sensations, and the pleasant sensations are not eternal. And when you miss them, you become much more miserable than otherwise. Because you had enjoyed the pleasant sensations, you have developed attachment to the pleasant sensation, and when you miss it, you become much more miserable. So the misery is inherent in these pleasant sensations as well, because even the pleasant sensations are impermanent. They are changing. They do not stay forever. This becomes so clear to a good vipassana meditator. But one who doesn't understand, does not try to understand, will keep on playing games with the sensations, will keep on feeling highly elated whenever there is a pleasant sensation, a free flow of vibration, will feel very deeply depressed when one encounters unpleasant gross sensations. That shows one has not understood vipassana. One is not practicing vipassana at all. Having come to a short course even for 3 days, at least if you gain this understanding, that vipassana has nothing to do about experiencing this sensation or that sensation. It makes no difference at all, this sensation or that sensation. The only yardstick to measure one's progress on the path of liberation, on the path of eradication of misery, of impurity, the only yardstick is equanimity. How much equanimity you develop towards the body sensations, feelings of body sensations. Only with this yardstick your progress is measured, nothing else. So long as you keep on reacting, you are multiplying your misery, multiplying your misery. As one makes analytical study of the entire mind-matter structure, without allowing any philosophical belief to enter, just the truth as it is, experiencing it as it is, its true nature, its true characteristic, it becomes so clear how this material structure is working, how this mental structure is working, how one is influencing the other. It becomes so clear. The mental structure, 4 segments: Vijnana, Sanya, Vedana, Sankhara. Vijnana, consciousness; Sanya, perception; Vedana, feeling body sensations; and Sankhara, reaction. It becomes so clear that every time one comes in contact with any object related to the particular sense door, Vijnana will raise its head and will cognize something is happening. And then Sanya will give evaluation, will recognize and will give evaluation. And how will Sanya recognize? Sanya is always influenced by your past sankharas, by your past conditionings. Whatever you experienced in the past and whatever sankhara you have created in the past, with the color of that lens, your past sankharas, this Sanya will recognize the present reality and will give valuation accordingly, which is wrong. Because the Sanya is not giving a right recognition, right valuation. It is influenced by the color of the past sankharas. Whatever wrong valuation it is given, according to that there is sensation on the body, pleasant, unpleasant. And then the 4th part of the mind starts reacting, craving, aversion, craving, aversion. A student starts understanding, look, the first part of the mind, whose job was only to cognize, has become so weak. And the last part of the mind, whose job is to react, has become so strong. Constantly reacting, it has overpowered the first part. And now by this technique you are strengthening your first part, just cognizing, something has happened, and you don't react. The more and more you come out of the reaction, you find your first part, the vijnana, is becoming stronger. That means the purity of the mind is becoming stronger. The sanya becomes weaker and turns into panya. When this sanya gets cleared of the past sankharas, then the valuation given by sanya is the correct valuation, because then it becomes panya. Whatever comes at the sense door, any sense door, it will simply say, oh anicca. This sound or that sound, this vision or that vision, this smell or that smell, this taste or that taste, this touch or that touch, this thought or that thought, everything is just vibration, arising, passing. Oh anicca. The sanya, which used to say, oh this is that, differentiating one with the other, having preference for one, having prejudice towards other, liking for one, disliking for other, craving for one, aversion for other. This is gone now. The sanya becomes panya, anicca. Oh, it is still the field of mind and matter. The experience that one is having is within the field of mind and matter, and this field has the same characteristic: arising, passing. Anicca. And when this sanya becomes panya, understanding the true nature, the true characteristic of everything that you experience within the framework of the mind and matter is anicca. The 4th part automatically becomes weaker and weaker. It is nothing to react. It reacts only when the valuation is given good, the sensation becomes pleasant. When the valuation is given bad, the sensation becomes unpleasant. Now the sanya says, because it has become panya, it says pleasant sensation or unpleasant sensation makes no difference. It is anicca. It is anicca. Sanya is changing into panya, wisdom, proper understanding. The sankhara is becoming weaker and weaker and weaker. When sanya is working as mad sanya, giving valuations, recognizing in the wrong way with the influence of past sankharas and giving valuations, then the sankhara keeps on becoming stronger and stronger and stronger, and your misery keeps on becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. Examining the physical structure, the solidity. Initially, when you start observing the truth, you always start working with the gross reality. The entire body seems to be so solid. Even the sensations that you experience on this body are so solidified, intensified, gross. But as you keep on working, if you keep working with the aim that I must get dissolved the entire solidity, then you are not working properly. Then you are craving for the stage which is dissolution of the entire solidity. You are creating a barrier to reach that goal. But if you keep on observing the reality as it is, reality of this moment, if it is gross, so what? This is impermanent. I keep on observing it. I don't crave for something which is not there. I just accept something which is there. It is gross, Then one is working with vipassana properly, and the nature starts working. The process of dissolution starts naturally. It may take time. It depends from student to student what is your past accumulation. If the past accumulation of such sankharas which are related to gross sensation only, that stock is too much, it may take a long time. Nothing wrong. You keep on working patiently, let it take its own time. If the past accumulation of such sankhara is very less, the entire body might open up very quickly. Time has got no meaning. You carry on your work, you keep on observing. When the solidity gets dissolved, things become clearer. How mind and matter are interrelated. The sanya has given a valuation to an outside object very bad. And as soon as this valuation is given very bad, you find the sensation is very unpleasant. Then you will start realizing why this sensation becomes very unpleasant. The law of nature is such. The entire physical structure is made up of very tiny subatomic particles which he called kalapas, the tiniest particle in the material world. Masses of subatomic particles arise, pass away throughout the universe, but you can't feel what is happening outside the universe at this stage. But certainly you feel what is happening within the framework of your own body. Masses of subatomic particles arise, pass. Very soon, a vipassana student, if he works properly, will start understanding that these masses of subatomic particles at times have a predominance of one particular element, at times the predominance of some other particle element, at times predominance of earth element, and one feels heaviness, lightness, roughness, smoothness, etc. Predominance of fire element, temperature, heat, cold. Predominance of air element, movements, slight oscillations or big movements, air element. Water element, cohesion. Everything looks so composed, integrated, binding nature of the water. This becomes clear at the experiential level. All the kalapas are made up of these elements. Each element has its own characteristic which manifests itself as this sensation or that sensation. These kalapas, how they arise, how they get produced. These material kalapas are produced by material objects. Like you give an input of material food in your body. A good Vipassana meditator will start understanding that whatever type of food I have taken, that type of kalapas have started generating in the body. A very hot food full of chilies, and the kalapas that get generated are full of fire element. Some stale food or highly greasy food. You've taken that and you feel so heaviness, earth element. Like this, what kind of food you have taken, that kind of kalapas will start generated in the body. What kind of material atmosphere you are living in, the atmosphere around you, that input that you take through every pore of your body starts influencing the generation of these kalapas in your body, this type or that type. These are the two inputs, material inputs, which result in the arising of different types of kalapas within the framework of your body. This becomes very easy. Somebody, even on the first steps of Vipassana, will start realizing this. But another two are related to mind. What kind of sankhara you are generating now? What mental input you have given? This mind will turn into matter, or this mind will result in matter. Kalapas of particular type will start getting generated according to the sankhara that you have generated now, or your past sankharas. From time to time, a past sankhara, again a mental content accumulated in your mind at the deepest level, will come up on the surface and you find it is changing into matter. Now how this mind changes into matter, as you proceed on the path, it becomes so clear, so clear. In the language of those days, Buddha used the word asava. Asava means a flow of some fluid, secretion of some fluid. Asava also means intoxication. And a very appropriate word was used, asava. Some body chemical starts flowing. It gets generated. As soon as you give an input, a mental input of a particular sankhara, say you are given a mental input of anger, as soon as you generate anger, something unwanted has happened and you generate anger, simultaneously as you generate anger, not only at the glandular level, not merely from different glands, but even from non-glandular levels in different parts of the body, some biochemical starts getting originated. It starts flowing with the blood. A secretion starts For this the word asava was used. Now this chemical, the biochemical, the body chemical, which is the result of your mind, the input that you are given to the mind, this particular type of chemical, you may give it any name, will make you feel very unhappy, will make you feel very miserable. The nature of this particular type of biochemical is such that it will make you feel very unhappy. And when you become very unhappy, you again generate anger, aversion. Initially, you generated anger or aversion towards an object from outside which came in contact with any of your sense door. Sanya gave evaluation, bad, and you started reacting. This chemical secretion started. The flow of this chemical started with the stream of the blood. And now what has started happening? Because of this unpleasant sensation that you get because of this particular biochemical, you again react with anger. And more you react with anger, the more this particular type of chemical is produced. And the more this particular type of chemical is produced, more you react with anger. Anger, this particular biochemical, anger, this vicious circle starts. And you continue to generate anger. The asava. Another meaning of this word, intoxication. Yes, you get intoxicated to this habit. Every time you generate this flow of this particular biochemical, you generate anger, and you are so blind to it that you keep on generating anger, as anger. So every other defilement, when you generate fear, another type of chemical will start flowing. When you generate worry, anxiety, another type of chemical will start flowing. When you generate passion, another type of chemical will start flowing. Some asava or the other, some biochemical reaction will start. And you are so mad that you keep on reacting to it. And because you react, this very particular chemical gets generated more and more, and you keep on reacting more and more. It becomes a vicious circle. If it is anger, you keep on multiplying your anger. If it is fear, you keep on multiplying your fear. If it is hatred, you keep on multiplying your hatred. If it is passion, you keep on multiplying your passion. If it is anxiety, you keep on multiplying your anxiety. You can't come out of it. These asavas have to be stopped. This is the teaching of an enlightened person, how to stop the flow of asava, these chemicals which are so harmful to you. How the mind turns into matter, a particular type of biochemical, which again makes your mind to react in a particular way. And again you find more and more this biochemical is being generated. We have to put a stop to that. And he found out a way. When any particular biochemical is started, and it has started manifesting itself as a particular sensation, this sensation or that sensation, you just observe, do nothing. You just observe. This particular biochemical, because of your old habit, was forcing you, because you were so intoxicated by the habit pattern, it was forcing you to again generate a defilement, again generate a mental defilement of the same type. Now you are coming out of that mad habit. You are just observing. When you started observing, if this particular sensation was because of anger and you are just observing, you are not generating new anger, this chemical, the flow of this chemical becomes less, passes away, stops. That means your generating anger has become less, passes away. Both are so interrelated. Similarly, fear, similarly, passion, similarly, ego. Any mental defilement must get connected with some asava or the other, some flow in the stream of the blood, which is responsible for this sensation or that sensation. It is not necessary for you to go in the details as to what particular chemical brings what kind of sensation and which particular chemical has got to do with this particular mind or mental content, nothing doing. Just understand the basic thing that there is a sensation which has arisen because of a particular asava, a flow. And whatever sensation has come up, because of wisdom, you are not reacting now. You keep on understanding this is not permanent. This is not eternal. Let me see how long it lasts. You are breaking this vicious circle. You start coming out of it. When you generate anger due to something unpleasant which your sense door has come in contact and evaluation is given and you started generating anger. When you start generating anger, all the old stock of anger deep inside at the subconscious level, all the past sankharas of anger which are accumulated deep inside, the present anger that you generate gets connected with your stock of the past anger. And now by this technique you stop generating anger, although you reacted with anger just for a moment, maybe a few seconds, maybe a few minutes, and then you stopped. Then you started observing the sensation as sensation. Now what happens? When you are just observing sensation as sensation, although you are not generating new anger now, but your old stock of anger was shaken. Your present anger came in contact with your stock of the old anger, and then the old anger will start coming up on the surface. That means the chemical, that biochemical, which is related to the defilement of anger, still keeps on arising, still keeps on coming on the surface. Now this is related to the stock of your old anger. It keeps on coming on the surface, you still have that sensation and you are not reacting. If you are not reacting with new anger, it loses all its strength, it comes on the surface, you are not reacting, it becomes weaker and weaker, feebler and feebler, and passes away. Another layer will come on the surface and you are not reacting. When you react, it multiplies. The whole process is that when you react, you are generating new chemical of the same type and the process of multiplication starts. Because you are not reacting, the old one will keep on coming on the surface and will lose its strength, layer after layer, layer after layer, it will pass away. That means you have come out of the misery, not merely of the sankhara of anger that you generated now. By remaining equanimous, you have come out of the misery not only of the sankhara that you generated now, and you stop generating now, but also the stock of your old sankharas of that particular defilement, anger or hatred or ill will or passion or fear or anxiety, anything that will start coming up on the surface, comes on the surface, becomes weaker and weaker and passes away, gets eradicated, till you reach the stage that the whole chemistry changes. No more asava now. The process of generating new asava, new biochemistry, which makes you so unhappy, so miserable, that whole process has gone away because you are not generating new sankharas and all your old sankharas of that particular type have gone away. This is the stage of an arahant, fully liberated person. A fully liberated person is keen asava, anasava, no asava at all. There is no secretion of any type of chemical which makes you agitated. For this person there is no agitation at all. The whole process of agitation is gone. Now a Hindu can do this, a Muslim can do this, a Christian can do this, a Jain, a Jewish, a Sikh, a Parsi, makes no difference. Law of nature is such that out of ignorance, out of madness, we keep on generating misery for ourselves. We keep on multiplying our misery and we don't know how to come out of it. In the name of meditation, we keep on playing different games by applying this good layer at the surface of the mind or that good layer at the surface of the mind. For some time these layers work and you are very happy. Look, I am so peaceful. Look, I have got no craving now, I have got no aversion now. My mind is so pure because you have given wonderful layer at the surface of the mind. Deep inside the secretion is going on. Deep inside the reaction is going on. Deep inside the multiplication of sankhara is going on. That means multiplication of your misery is going on. And you don't care to reach there. You are just working at the surface of the mind. The enlightenment of a Buddha is that like a scientist, he divides, dissects, disintegrates, dissolves, and makes an analytical study of the entire mind-matter phenomena, understanding how it plays, what is working, how it is working, and comes out of it by taking out the roots of the misery. This is what you started doing. It's a difficult task. It's a long path. Not that coming to a 1 course or 2 course or 10 courses, you will change your entire habit of generating asavas. But you started taking steps on the right path and right direction. You are not deluding yourself now. You are not playing games with your surface of the mind, just diverting your attention to this or that. When you are very miserable, you divert your attention to some chantings or some readings or something, some imaginations, and you forget about your misery for some time and you feel, I am out of misery. But who is out of misery? Only small portion of your mind, the paritta chitta, which you have directed somewhere else. But deep inside, the whole process is the same. Deep inside, you keep on reacting to these body sensations because body sensations are there all the time. And the mind keeps on reacting. And this asava, the intoxication of reaction is there. You're so intoxicated with this. You're so intoxicated with this habit pattern that you don't want to come out, you don't know how to come out, and you don't know that you are miserable because of this intoxication. Now the whole technique teaches you to come out of that intoxication, to come out of that mad habit of blind reaction. And that you can work only at the level of body sensation. Understand the misery starts because of body sensation, because of the reaction that you do to the body sensation. And these very body sensation can become a tool for you to come out of misery. These very body sensations are causes for your misery because out of ignorance you keep on reacting to these body sensations. And these very body sensations will become tool for your liberation. The more and more you are enlightened, more and more you understand the entire phenomena, how it is happening. You observe the sensation, you don't react, you observe the sensation, you don't react. You are changing the habit pattern. The wheel which was wheel of misery, and it was rotating from life to life, from life to life, from life to life. Now you change this wheel into wheel of liberation, the wheel of Dhamma. You stopped reaction. To become perfect, it takes time. But the beginning has to be made. Feel yourself very fortunate that you have made a beginning. Understand it's a long path to change the entire habit pattern, to reach the stage where there is no more asava, no more secretion of these unpleasant chemicals in the body, no more impurities being generated. That stage will take time. But it doesn't matter however long the journey may be, it starts with the first step. You are fortunate you have taken the first step. And if you understand the path properly, you will keep on progressing step by step, step by step. But if in the name of vipassana you start playing the games of sensation, these very sensations, if you start reacting to them, you feel the sensations and you react. You feel the sensations and you react. Then you are running in the opposite direction. You are not moving towards the stage of your full liberation. It is only when you feel the sensation and you don't react. You feel the sensation and you understand it is anicca, then yes, step by step, you are progressing towards your full liberation. Having come to a short course, if you understand this basic principle of vipassana, it will be a big gain for you. Because I find students coming to courses, tens of courses. Sometimes a student might have taken 30 courses, 40 courses, and still the student comes to me saying that, oh look, this pain of my back has not yet gone. This has not yet gone. This person has not understood vipassana at all. He is looking for the stage where there is no pain at all. If he says that the pain is there, I am trying to remain equanimous, but I don't remain equanimous. I try, but I am not successful all the time. I try, I am not successful all the time. This person will certainly be successful. Because his aim is very clear. He or she understands very well that the pain is there, and my technique is that I must train my mind to remain equanimous. Of course, I am not successful all the time. I keep trying. Still I react, I try, I react. Then this person has understood Vipassana very well. Sooner or later, he will come out of this reaction. But one who keeps on asking the question that, look, this pain is not yet gone. Still it is not yet gone. It has not turned into a subtle vibration. That means the aim of this person is only to come out of the pain, to change into a subtle vibration. This person has not understood Vipassana at all. So understand Vipassana very well. This sensation or that sensation, you can't change sensations according to your wishes. You can't create a particular type of sensation according to your wishes. Nature will do that. And the more you want to get rid of a particular sensation, the more it will stick, the more it will multiply. And more you relax and accept it. Let it be there as long as it is. I will just observe. And the more it becomes easy for it to get it dissolved. So equanimity is the yardstick to measure your progress on the path. Having come to a 3-day course, if you understand only this much, that I am not going to play the games of sensation, even if I have played in the past. From now onwards, I won't play games of sensations. This sensation or that sensation, I don't care. I have to be equanimous with every situation. Even if there is no sensation on a certain part of the body at some time, I don't feel dejected. I do my job, I stay there for a minute or two, and still no sensation comes. This is the reality of this moment, and this will also pass away sooner or later. I have accepted it, and I move further. In every situation, pleasant sensation, unpleasant sensation, no sensation, you train your mind to remain equanimous. You are certainly progressing on the path. Another yardstick to measure whether you are really progressing on the path or not. In your day-to-day life, keep on examining yourself. In your day-to-day life, how you are facing different situations. Do you maintain your equanimity when you are in contact with the vicissitudes of the life? Ups and downs are bound to come. Can you maintain your equanimity when you are facing the life with ups, downs? And even if you lose your equanimity, you lose your balance, how long you remain unbalanced, how quickly you come back to the equanimity of the mind, this is how you will keep on measuring your progress on the path. Another yardstick to measure whether you are really progressing or not. Your old habit of self-centeredness, ego-centeredness, I, so much importance to I and my wishes, I and my desires. This is more important to you than anything else. This has become the habit pattern. Now whether this habit pattern is breaking or not, whether your ego has started dissolving or not, even little by little it has started dissolving, then yes, you are progressing. And whether it is dissolving or not, how will you know? Whether you started generating love, compassion, goodwill towards others. All these days, so much importance was given to your own ego. Even happiness, I must get happiness. Coming out of misery, I must come out of misery. Me, I, me, mine. Now it will start changing. Oh, there is misery all around. Look, people are so miserable. How can I help people to come out of their misery? I feel like sharing my peace and harmony with people. I feel like sharing this wonderful technique with people. I feel like sharing this Dhamma with people. I feel like sharing my merits with people. This love, this compassion, this goodwill towards others, how spontaneously it is coming, how strongly it is coming, without expecting anything in return. If you say that you want people to be happy, just because someone who has got bad relation with you will stop having bad relation, that means you are expecting this person to behave in a particular way which you like. then this is not metta. In whichever way one behaves with you, you don't care. Your only goodwill is that may this person come out of misery. And this person will come out of misery only when this person comes out of defilements, mental defilements. So love and compassion without expecting anything in return, just for the good of others, just for the benefit of others, just for the liberation of others. How much this is spontaneously coming in your mind. Even though due to your old habit, you reacted with somebody wrongly, you generated anger or hatred towards somebody or animosity towards somebody. Then see how quickly you stopped that anger, hatred, animosity towards this person, and how quickly you started generating love and compassion towards the same person. This is how you will examine yourself. You reacted wrongly. Yes, this is bad. I reacted wrongly. Look, I have stopped reacting now. I have no more aversion towards this person. And look how I have started generating compassion towards this person. I have started generating metta towards this person. This is how you will keep on examining yourself. No one else can examine you. Others may make mistake in examining you, but you are the right judge. You can examine yourself very well. You keep on examining your own mind, the reaction of your mind, your mental contents. At this moment, there is anger in the mind. At this moment, now there is no more anger. Look, there is metta in the mind. There is karuna in the mind. There is compassion in the mind. You can judge that. Keep on judging like that. Keep on progressing on the path. Don't make these courses as rites, rituals, or religious ceremonies. These are grounds to take exercises to change the habit pattern of the mind. Whether really your habit pattern is changing or not. If really some change is coming in you for better, then there is a meaning in your taking courses. If no change for better is coming in the life, then understand that you are not practicing vipassana properly. There is something wrong. Meet your guide. Have guidance, proper guidance. Rectify if there is any mistake. Some change for the better must start. Don't expect any miracle. Don't think that by just taking a number of courses you will become a saint or an arhat. But some change for the better should come. And then there must be a steady change going on, steady change for better, steady change for better. Like this you keep on examining yourself. See that you keep on coming out of defilements. And see that you keep on generating metta, love, compassion for all beings, visible or invisible, far or near, human or non-human, big or small, all beings. There is misery all around, misery all around. May all beings come out of misery. May all beings come in contact with pure Dhamma, the vibrations of pure Dhamma. May all beings enjoy real peace, real harmony, real happiness. Before we close our 3-day Dhamma seminar, we shall practice Metta Bhavana for a few minutes. Whatever merits you have acquired here during the last 3 days, you better share these merits with all beings, all beings. Whatever peace and harmony you have acquired here, better share with all beings, all beings. Practice Metta for a few minutes. मेरे अर्जित पुण्य में भाग्य सभी कहूँ इस मंगलमय पंथ का लाभ सभी को मेरे सुख में शांति में भाग्य सभी इस मंगलमय धर्म का लाभ सभी को May all beings share my accumulated merits. May all beings get benefited by this wonderful path. May all beings share my peace and harmony. May all beings get benefited by this wonderful Dhamma. Wonderful Dhamma.
Sarvesa Chakavaresu Yaka Deva Chabrahmana Jangam Megadang Vanyang Savazambandezadagang Savedang Yanamadedva Samanga Sajanedata Pramadurejanda Arakazu Vijayada Pranyabhagamidang Janyang Samanganda Dhamakaridang Anamadandandambe Medini Tadu Kege Medini Tadu Kege Makarita Savikshama Kare Mujhe Savikru I pardon, I pardon, I pardon all those who might have hurt or harmed me, knowingly or unknowingly, by their deeds of body, speech, and mind. I seek pardon, seek pardon, seek pardon from all those whom I might have hurt or harmed, knowingly or unknowingly, intentionally or unintentionally, by my deeds of body, speech, and mind. All are my friends, none is my enemy. All are my friends, none is my enemy. May all share my merits, my peace, my harmony, my Dhamma. May all be happy, be peaceful, be liberated, liberated, liberated. Sarvata Sarva Mangalam Bhavata Sarva Mangalam Bhavatu Sarva Mangalam. Naman kare sab dharam ko dharam kare kalyan dharma sada raksha kare Dharam bado balivan Naman kare haman dharam ko dharam kare kalyan धर्म सदा मंगल करे धर्म बड़ो बलवान